The Amanda Lepore shoot was a cover story for a Norwegian magazine called Vixen. Amanda Lepore is somebody who I'd wanted to photograph for a decade and a half. I'd seen her in everybody's pictures, especially David LaChapelle's stuff. I just wanted to shoot her in a way that nobody had ever seen her before. I didn't want it to be so animated. I kind of wanted to be a little bit more cold and distant from the viewer. To light the Amanda Lepore, the cover shot, I used 5 lights. I wanted everything to be symmetrical. Like, I didn't want the light to be directional. I didn't want the light to be coming from this side and then shadows to be falling on this side. I wanted her kind of looking straight forward. I wanted it to be a mirror image on the left side and the right side. So all my lights were down the center. I started with a softbox directly overhead. If that was going to be it, it would cast certain shadows in certain places that weren't going to be flattering and she wouldn't be recognizable. So what I wanted to do was, to fight that, I wanted to fill it with a beauty dish, which was probably silver. In addition to the softbox overhead and the beauty dish kind of filling her in here, I decided to put a little very weak light right under my camera. The light under my camera and the light directly over my camera, they're right along the center line. The light under the camera is probably a 30-degree, like a relatively soft grid, but really, really weak. It's gonna fill in here, not any harsh shadows under her chin that might have been caused by the beauty dish or the softbox. We're shooting on a white cyc in a big studio, and the cyc is probably 15 feet. If I had left it unlit, it would have fallen into black. So I threw 2 umbrellas, one on each side, equal power, so it made everything sort of neutral and of a comparable exposure. One of my favorite shots of her is her on a stool, kind of smoking a cigarette, and I can't take full credit for the shot. What I was trying to do with this shot, I wanted to build it up a little bit more. I wanted it to be perfectly lit, like I wanted it to be like a perfect kind of sculptural lit shot. But for some reason, I think my assistant or one of my interns didn't plug in some lights. And I took this picture, and it was just this overhead light that had been gelled. We gelled this overhead light, not just with blue gels, but with like a couple green gels. And it was just that, of her smoking in this stool. And we looked at the computer, where the image came up, and we're like, wow. It was a weird feeling, because it's like, I didn't exactly think of that, but I really like that. Can I take credit for that? And so we shot a whole set. I've been waiting to shoot Amanda Lepore for 15 years. You know, this is a model in New York, you know, kind of gay, lesbian, transgender culture. She's an icon around the world. She's a celebrity. And for her to come in as somebody that I wanted to shoot for this long and be that sort of cool and malleable, she's doing now what I'm telling her to do. I'm the photographer who's telling her what to do, and she's actually doing it. That was crazy to me, you know. It's weird. I almost don't remember anything. What I have now is my photos. You know, I remember Amanda walking in. I remember being nervous because this is something that I would be so disappointed in myself if I messed it up, because I'd been dreaming about this shoot for years. And then I remember her leaving, and I just remember being really like needing a moment by myself after the shoot to kind of reflect on, wow, well that just happened.